You're walking through the airport, carrying your bag, following the same little rituals you've done 100 times before, but without realizing it, what you're wearing is quietly determining how security treats you, how comfortable you'll be on the plane, and even whether you're seen as an upgradable passenger in the system. Most travelers never get told this. Airlines won't warn you. TSA won't say a word, and stores in the airport will happily sell you clothing that actually makes your trip harder, slower, or more expensive without you ever knowing why. But today, we're going to break all of that open. This video is for anyone who wants to travel smoother. Seniors, families, budget flyers, first-timers, or season-frequent travelers. Because the truth is simple. Airports are built on psych-based systems. Your outfit signals your risk, your comfort level, your preparedness, and even your status. And the airline industry relies heavily on patterns. Once you understand what your clothing communicates, you stop being an ordinary passenger, and you start being a strategic one. And by the end of this video, you'll know the 12 outfits you should never wear to the airport, the real reasons behind them, and the subtle, smart traveler look that gives you smoother security, faster boarding, and even better treatment at the counter. Let's begin. 1. Don't wear complicated, hard-to-remove shoes. Airport security is a pressure cooker. Everyone behind you is in a hurry. Everyone in front of you is fumbling with bins and belts. And you know who slows the entire line down? People wearing shoes with complicated laces, straps, zippers, or hooks. Why does this matter? Because TSA agents are trained to focus on flow interrupters. Anything that slows the line creates suspicion, because historically, nervous or inexperienced travelers, and yes, even smugglers, often wear complicated footwear. That means if you show up with shoes that take more than a few seconds to take off, you're automatically flagged for more attention. Not because you're doing anything wrong, but because you're disrupting the flow. And here's something most travelers don't know. When a TSA agent thinks you're slowing the line unintentionally, they'll move faster on their side. But when they believe you're slowing the line because you're hiding something, their entire tone changes. The fix is simple: slip-ons, light sneakers, or single-lace shoes. They make you look prepared, calm, and experienced, which instantly reduces scrutiny. And if you're a senior traveler, this matters even more. Not because you're a security risk, but because TSA's assistance profile gives more leniency to passengers who look streamlined and easy to help. You'll get more gentle treatment, more patience, and faster processing when your shoes don't cause chaos. By the way, if that surprised you, wait until we get to mistake number 4, because that one is so counterintuitive that even frequent travelers get it wrong. 2. Avoid heavy, oversized jewelry. It sounds harmless, right? A chunky necklace, a big bracelet, a metal watch. But here's the hidden truth. Jewelry is one of the biggest causes of secondary screening, and TSA deliberately avoids telling passengers this because they know people won't want to remove expensive items. Those beautiful accessories, they're often made with layered metals that set off scanners inconsistently. Not always, just enough to raise suspicion. And scanners aren't just measuring metal. They're analyzing density pockets. Heavy jewelry creates dense clusters that look like objects pressed against the skin. That means one thing to security algorithms: possible contraband. If your jewelry triggers a false alert, a pat-down becomes non-negotiable. And nobody wants that. A smarter move is this: wear minimal, small, non-layered pieces. Better yet, keep statement pieces in your carry-on and put them on after security. You'll feel lighter, you'll move quicker, and you'll avoid drawing unnecessary eyes. 3. Skip bulky jackets and coats, unless you want to get pulled aside. Most people wear heavy outerwear to the airport for one of two reasons. They don't want to pack it. They think they'll get cold on the plane. Both make sense, until you realize airline systems have no patience for bulky fabrics. Here's why. Bulky outerwear creates irregular shapes on scanner images, which leads to more bag checks, more pat-downs, and more delays. And that big fluffy coat you're wearing, it's an automatic "please scan me again" magnet, especially if it has padding, hidden pockets, or thick lining. But there's a more interesting layer to this. Gate agents and flight attendants subconsciously categorize passengers based on appearance. Large coats fall into the inexperienced traveler category because seasoned flyers almost never do it. They know it slows security and creates chaos during boarding. If you want to look like someone who gets priority treatment, even when you don't have it, opt for a thin, structured travel jacket with clear lines. It signals preparedness, efficiency, and respect for the system. And that impression follows you all the way to your seat. 4. Do not wear shorts on the plane. Ever. Yes, here it is. The shocking one. Wearing shorts to the airport seems harmless. It's comfortable. It's easy. It feels smart in warm countries. But shorts are one of the worst mistakes you can make in an airport or on a plane, for reasons most travelers never hear. First, airplane seats are almost never cleaned as well as people assume. What looks clean is often not. Multiple flight attendants have admitted, wipes happen. Deep cleaning doesn't. Skin-to-seat contact exposes you to sweat residue, bacteria, cleaning chemicals, and surfaces that thousands of people have sat on. Second, planes get cold, unexpectedly cold. When the cabin drops 5 to 10 degrees mid-flight, your body temperature follows. Cold passengers fidget more, complain more, request blankets more, and often become minor disruptions. Airlines don't care about your comfort, but they do care when you disrupt cabin service flow. Shorts are a cold trap. Third, emergency situations. No one thinks about emergencies, but flight crews do. Evacuations often involve metal slides, rough surfaces, and heat exposure. Shorts expose your skin to burns, scrapes, and friction. That's why crew training always recommends long pants for passengers. But they're not allowed to publicly advise it. Shorts feel free until they leave you freezing, exposed, or uncomfortable. A lightweight travel pant does everything shorts do, but smarter. Breathable, layerable, safe, and respectful of the space your body will share. 5. Don't wear clothes with metal buttons, clips, or plates. This is the silent security killer. You think you're dressed perfectly, you think you look sharp, then suddenly you're standing in the scanner with your hands above your head, watching a TSA agent raise an eyebrow at your outfit. Metal accents create hotspots on the scan. The algorithm flags them as anomalies, which forces manual inspection. And if you have them on your hips or chest, you're guaranteed a pat-down. Even worse, metal in clothing slows you down at every stage. Security, boarding, even during turbulence when you shift around in your seat. Most passengers don't realize that airport scanners are trained to interpret unusual shapes on the body as potential threats, even when harmless. The more metal on your outfit, the more questions your body raises. This is why airline crew clothing is designed with almost no metal. They need smooth transitions at every checkpoint. Minimal metal equals maximum speed. 6. Avoid tall platform shoes or thick boots. If you want a fast, efficient airport experience, avoid anything with exaggerated height or heavy soles. Boots and platform shoes look fashionable but create several problems. They take longer to remove. They trigger alarms more often. They restrict circulation on long flights. And here's the big one. They can be considered a tripping hazard during evacuations. Airlines won't ever tell passengers this publicly, because telling someone their shoes could slow down an evacuation, well, that's not good for business. But cabin crews notice them instantly. If you're wearing heavy boots, you'll be treated cautiously because you're seen as less agile. That means slower boarding, stricter enforcement of instructions, and sometimes even being asked to remove them, not by TSA, but by the crew. A lightweight shoe not only gets you through the airport faster, it keeps your body safer during turbulence and rapid disembarking. 7. Don't wear perfume or strong fragrances. Most people don't know this. Cabin air is recycled every 2 to 3 minutes. That means if you're wearing a strong fragrance, the scent doesn't just linger. It spreads through the entire cabin like wildfire. But here's the real problem. Many people have fragrance sensitivities that trigger migraines, nausea, and even breathing issues. When that happens mid-flight, flight attendants have to locate the source, manage the sick passenger, and sometimes take action, including reseating people. Wearing strong scents puts unnecessary attention on you during a moment when the goal is to blend in. More importantly, airlines secretly track passenger disruptions. Anything that causes crew intervention, even unintentional, gets documented. You don't want to be on that list. Wear clean, neutral clothing. Save cents for after the landing. 8. Avoid clothing with offensive or controversial graphics. This should be obvious, but it's actually deeper than it looks. Clothing with political statements, profanity, or provocative images triggers scrutiny, but not from the people you think. It triggers scrutiny from gate agents, not TSA. Gate agents have the right to deny boarding to anyone wearing clothing they believe could cause disruption, conflict, discomfort to families, or escalation inside a confined cabin. And they're encouraged to be strict about it. Most people think airlines don't enforce this, but they do, quietly. If your outfit is bold, graphic, or controversial, you become a potential social risk factor. Airlines want planes calm, they want zero conflict, so they restrict anything that increases odds of confrontation. Wearing neutral clothing not only keeps your trip smooth, it silently increases your chances of receiving help or consideration, because crew members don't categorize you as work. 9. Don't wear complicated layering systems. Everyone loves layers: hoodies, sweaters, jackets, scarves. And layering is smart. Cabin temperatures change often, but complicated layering is the killer. Multiple layers with different fabrics create strange scanner signals. Cotton over wool, polyester under leather, knitwear over nylon. Each layer absorbs and reflects differently on body scanners. That means inconsistencies, and inconsistencies trigger checks. Plus, if you board the plane with heavy layers, you create clutter. You're slower storing your bag. You take longer to sit. You obstruct aisle flow, and flight attendants lose patience quickly. A clean, smart, simple two-layer system is ideal. A breathable base, a soft mid-layer, and an easy-to-fold outer layer. It signals experience, and crews treat you differently when they sense you're someone who knows how to fly. 10. Avoid tight, restrictive clothing. Here's something flight attendants talk about all the time among themselves. They can spot a future inflammation passenger from across the aisle. The person who's tightly wrapped into their outfit, the person who's going to swell at cruising altitude, the one who's going to ask for water repeatedly because they feel strange. Did you know your body expands slightly as the plane climbs? Cabin pressure drops, blood flow shifts. Tight waistbands, tight sleeves, and tight fabrics work against your body the entire flight. Restricted circulation leads to stiffness, discomfort, agitation, and in worse cases, mild dizziness. It doesn't matter how stylish it looks at the airport. Tight clothing becomes your enemy at 35,000 feet. Loose, breathable clothing signals confidence, comfort, and freedom, and crew members give more grace to passengers who look like they're taking care of themselves. 11. Don't wear clothing without pockets. This seems small until you see how much faster passengers with pockets move through the airport. Pockets matter because airports demand constant ID access. Check-in, security, boarding, immigration, baggage claim. Passengers who dig through bags delay every stage, and that delay is noted by staff. When you look unprepared, staff treat you like someone who requires extra explanation, even when you don't. Passengers who look organized get smoother service, minimal questions, quick processing, more trust. Even a single zippered pocket changes the entire energy of your airport journey. 12. Do not wear anything you'd be afraid to damage. This is the invisible airport rule almost no one talks about. Travel outfits should be durable, not delicate. Why? Because airports are rough. Bins, belt systems, scanners, seats, jet bridges, luggage storage, trays, escalators. Everything is built for speed, not gentleness. If your outfit is light-colored, fragile, expensive, or require special care, you're constantly on edge. And anxious passengers attract more intervention. From TSA, from staff, even from fellow travelers. Plus, in tight spaces, delicate clothing rips easily. Stains happen, snags happen, pulls happen, and nothing ruins a trip like starting it with damage you can't fix. The best travel outfits are low maintenance, neutral, durable, and flexible. And if you're loving these insights, the kind of smart, insider travel intel most people never get, make sure you're subscribed to BoardiFly. This channel is built for travelers who want to fly smarter, not just cheaper, and we break down the hidden systems behind every flight so you're always ahead of the crowd. When you walk into an airport, you're entering a structured ecosystem, one built on risk analysis, speed, pattern recognition, psychology, and efficiency. What you wear tells the airport exactly what kind of traveler you are, experienced or inexperienced, high risk or low risk, calm or chaotic, prepared or unpredictable. And when you dress strategically, suddenly everything changes. Security feels smoother, staff interactions feel easier, boarding feels faster, and flying becomes what it should be: simple, confident, and controlled. Here's the master mindset to remember. Dress to reduce friction, not create it. Every layer, every fabric, every accessory should work with the airport system, not against it. A quick recap. Simple shoes, minimal metal. No bulky coats, no shorts, no strong fragrances, no complicated layers, no provocative graphics, no heavy boots, no tight clothes, no delicate fabrics. And always pockets, comfort, breathability, mobility. Your outfit is your first pre-flight decision and the one that determines how the rest. You're at the airport. You're half awake, coffee in one hand, boarding pass in the other. You think you're safe because you're surrounded by cameras, scanners, and uniformed staff everywhere. But what if I told you that airport thieves, yes, real ones, are operating right under all that security? They know the exact moment your guard drops. They know what you'll do next. And they can spot their next victim long before you even reach security. Today, we're breaking down 10 insider secrets about how airport thieves actually pick their targets. And more importantly, how to make sure it's never you. These aren't just random pickpockets. Some of these thieves are part of organized airport rings. They work in plain sight, sometimes even looking like passengers. And once you understand their playbook, you'll start seeing the little traps they set everywhere. By the end of this video, you'll have a step-by-step checklist to travel smarter, safer, and practically invisible to airport thieves. So grab your carry-on, keep your eyes open, and let's uncover the secrets that airports don't want you to know. Number 1. The comfort zone trap. It usually happens at the security line. A traveler finally gets through TSA, puts their shoes back on, grabs their phone, and breathes a sigh of relief. That sigh, that's exactly what thieves wait for. Airport theft rings call it the comfort zone, that brief moment right after security when passengers let their guard down. You'll often see a thief hanging nearby with a carry-on that looks expensive but empty. They'll pretend to check their phone or wait for a friend while watching travelers who seem distracted, maybe juggling a laptop, water bottle, and phone. That's when they strike. They might grab your bag thinking it's theirs, accidentally walk away, or even swap it with a similar one. Why airports don't warn you? Security's job ends once you're cleared. Their focus is on safety, not theft prevention. How to protect yourself. Always pause before leaving security. Double-check your belongings, zip everything, and physically touch each item: phone, wallet, passport. Insider tip: tie or mark your bag handle with something unique. A bright tag, colored ribbon, or sticker. Thieves avoid bags that stand out. In airport theft psychology, the easier you blend in, the easier you're taken advantage of. The harder your bag is to be mistaken, the less likely it's stolen. Number 2, the seat snatcher trick. Meet Laura. She was waiting for her flight at JFK, laptop open, sipping coffee. She left her seat for less than 2 minutes to throw away a cup. When she came back, her laptop was gone. What she didn't know is that airport thieves love waiting areas. They look for open laptops, half-zip bags, or jackets draped over chairs. Their move? They sit nearby, watch for distractions, like boarding announcements, then quietly grab and go. Some are even more strategic. They'll time it with a boarding call so they blend into the crowd. Why airports won't tell you, most terminal thefts happen beyond security. Technically, it's no longer their jurisdiction, and many victims never report it until they have already boarded. How to protect yourself. Never leave valuables on the seat, even just for a second. And when you do sit, loop one leg or strap through your bag handle. It's a subtle trick that prevents silent grabs. Bonus insider phrase: if you see someone suspicious hovering near unattended belongings, alert the nearest gate agent and say, "Can you do a quick item check? There's a bag that's been unattended for a few minutes." They'll respond immediately. Security policy requires it. Number 3, the overhead bin switch. It's one of the boldest and most effective airport scams. A thief boards a flight late, carrying a nearly identical bag to yours. They scan for high-end carry-ons, especially sleek branded ones, and swap your bag with theirs right before takeoff. You land, open your bin, and think your bag's there. But when you get home, surprise, it's a decoy filled with old clothes. Why airlines don't promote this risk? It's bad optics. They don't want passengers anxious about in-flight theft, even though it happens far more than most people realize. How to protect yourself. Board as early as possible so your bag stays within your sightline. Add a hidden AirTag or tile tracker to your bag. And if you notice someone fiddling with bins near your seat, politely say, "Excuse me, that overhead's full of my items. Can I help you find space nearby?" That small acknowledgement usually deters thieves. They thrive on anonymity. In 2023, Spanish police busted a man who had stolen over 50 carry-ons mid-flight. He looked like any business traveler and made over $100,000 in stolen electronics before getting caught. Number 4, the charging station distraction. It's one of the most modern traps. You're at the gate, phone dying, you find an open charging spot. Finally, you plug in, scroll your screen, and get lost in your feed. Meanwhile, a thief nearby isn't looking for your phone. They're looking at your backpack or carry-on. You've literally tethered yourself to the wall, limiting your mobility. Charging stations are profitable. They keep passengers sitting near concession areas. Highlighting theft risk would hurt sales. How to protect yourself. When charging, place your bag between your feet or under your legs, never beside you or behind your chair. And here's an extra insider trick. Use a power bank instead of a public USB port. Some thieves install juice jacking devices that extract your data while charging. If you must use airport power, plug your own wall charger, not a USB cable directly into the port. Number 5, the luggage carousel. Shuffle. You've landed, you're exhausted, you're waiting for your checked bag to appear, along with 200 other people. This is a prime hunting ground for professional thieves. They linger by the carousels, acting like frustrated passengers. When the crowd thickens, they grab a bag that looks expensive and simply walk away. And here's the twist. Airport security cameras can't always tell who the rightful owner is. Technically, baggage claim areas are often shared jurisdiction between airlines and local authorities. It's complicated, and thieves know it. How to protect yourself. Mark your bag boldly, colorful straps, stickers, or bright tape, and stand close to the carousel edge, not several feet back. Insider bonus. Check your tag before leaving. Make sure the printed airport code matches your flight. Thieves sometimes grab bags, hoping the owner won't notice a mismatch until they're miles away. Number 6, the friendly helper approach. You've seen this before. Someone offers to lift your bag, guide you to your gate, or help you find your way. In most cases, it's kindness. But some helpers are part of distraction teams. One engages you in conversation, asking where you're flying, or if you need help with your luggage. Meanwhile, their partner slips something out of your side pocket or grabs an item from your trolley. At Istanbul Airport, a traveler reported a friendly couple who offered to help her carry duty-free bags. They disappeared minutes later, along with her passport. Why airports don't talk about it? Because these scammers rarely cause a scene. They operate under the radar, posing as fellow travelers. How to avoid it? Accept help only from uniformed airport staff. If you're approached, say firmly and politely, "Thanks, but I've got it handled." Keep walking, make direct eye contact, and never hand over your bag. Bonus tip: if you do need help with luggage, request it directly at the airline counter. They'll assign an official porter with ID. Number 7. The currency exchange con. Ever wondered why some airport currency booths are positioned in dimly lit corners? Because it's easier for thieves to watch where travelers stash their cash after a big exchange. They'll follow you discreetly, sometimes for multiple gates, until you sit down or enter a restroom. Those exchange booths are often leased privately. The airport authority doesn't control nearby security staffing. Exchange small amounts at the airport, just enough for transport. And when you do, store your money discreetly, not in your wallet, not in your front pocket. Use a hidden travel pouch under your shirt or a money belt. Bonus insider move: right after exchanging money, walk into a store or cafe for a few minutes. It makes it harder for a thief to track your next move. Number 8. The restroom relay. Restrooms are one of the few places where cameras don't follow, and organized theft groups know this. They'll watch travelers enter with multiple bags and time exits carefully. If you leave one bag outside a stall, just for a second, it's gone. A traveler in Amsterdam left his laptop bag near the sink while washing up before a long flight. Within 30 seconds, it vanished. Security footage later showed the thief entering right after and leaving with both hands full. Why airports can't fix it? Privacy laws limit surveillance inside or near restrooms. How to protect yourself? Always bring your belongings inside the stall, even if it's tight. Hook them on the door or place them between your feet. Insider tip: if traveling with someone, take turns using the restroom instead of leaving bags unattended. Number 9. The gate change chaos. Picture this. You're at gate 24, sipping coffee. Suddenly, the loudspeaker blares. "Attention passengers, Flight 912 now departing from gate B17. Everyone rushes to move. And in that chaos, bags get left, wallets fall, phones are forgotten, and thieves move in. They know people panic during gate changes. They pretend to rush too, scanning for left-behind items or bags momentarily unattended. Why airlines don't emphasize it? They're focused on efficiency, getting you to your new gate fast, not on what happens in that 10-minute confusion window. How to protect yourself. When a gate change is announced, pause before moving. Do a 3-point check: phone, passport, wallet/bag. Only then move toward the new gate. Insider tip: travelers who use a small crossbody bag for essentials rarely fall victim during gate changes. Everything stays on you, even in chaos. Number 10. The arrival distraction. You think you're safe once you land, but for many travelers, the most common theft happens right after arrival. Picture this. You're outside, waiting for your ride or scanning for your Uber. You're juggling luggage, phone, and exhaustion. Thieves call this phase the drop zone. They'll offer to help with your bags, distract you with questions, or bump into you as they load luggage into a trunk, then vanish with your backpack or purse. In Johannesburg, a woman reported her laptop stolen as she was loading her taxi. The thief pretended to be the driver's assistant. Once you leave the terminal doors, jurisdiction shifts to city police, not airport security. How to stay safe? Keep your smallest, most valuable bag on your body until you're inside the vehicle. Verify your driver's name and plate number before approaching. Never let anyone help load your luggage unless you initiate it. Bonus trick: use a carabiner clip to attach smaller bags together. It prevents a grab-and-run attempt during drop-off. Now, before we go to your action checklist, here's something you should know. These thefts aren't random. They're strategic, psychological, and fast. But once you understand the playbook, you can practically disappear from a thief's radar. If you want more insider travel protection tips like this, from luggage loopholes to airport security secrets, hit that subscribe button and stay ahead of the curve. Because what you don't know at airports can cost you. What to say to stay safe. Here are exact phrases you can use in real time to stay one step ahead. "That's my bag, thank you," said firmly if anyone touches your item. "Can you do a quick item check?" Triggers security awareness when spotting unattended items. "Thanks, I'm okay. Airport staff's helping me." Politely dismisses potential scam helpers. It's about assertive confidence. Thieves look for indecision. If you sound calm and in control, you become a low-value target instantly. Checklist. What to do before and during your flight. Before leaving home, label and photograph your bags. Add an air tag or tile tracker. Pack valuables and carry-on only. Prepare a crossbody or hidden pouch for essentials. At the airport, stay alert after security. Don't relax too early. Keep bags zipped and marked uniquely. Avoid public charging stations. Use a power bank. Exchange small amounts of money only. Bring all items inside restroom stalls. During gate changes, pause and check essentials. At arrival, confirm your ride before exiting. Keep valuables on you until seated in transport. Never hand bags to strangers, no matter how helpful they seem. If you follow this, you'll move through airports like a pro, confident, efficient, and invisible to anyone looking for a mark. Outro. Airports are designed to make you feel safe, but thieves know that a false sense of security is their best weapon. Now that you know how they operate, from the comfort zone trap to the arrival distraction, you can travel smarter, lighter, and safer than 99% of passengers out there. Airports are stressful enough, but for senior travelers, one small mistake can completely derail your trip. Missed connections, extra fees, security delays, even health risks that most travelers don't realize are avoidable. And here's the truth. Airlines and airports aren't going to warn you about these traps. In fact, many of them profit from them. So today we're exposing 15 serious airport mistakes seniors are still making in 2025, and how to avoid them once and for all. Whether you're flying for leisure, visiting family, or finally ticking that bucket list destination off your list, these insider tips will help you travel smarter, safer, and with less stress than ever before. So grab your boarding pass, because once you know these, you'll never look at airport travel the same way again. Number 1. Ignoring the hidden power of special assistance. Most seniors skip this because they don't want to feel old, but that's a big mistake. Special assistance, sometimes called passenger support services, isn't just for wheelchairs. It's for anyone who needs extra time, help with luggage, or shorter walking routes through large airports. Here's the secret. When you request this at booking or check-in, the airline is legally required under the Air Carrier Access Act to provide it for free. That includes early boarding, golf cart or wheelchair service between terminals, help at security, and even priority assistance if you have medical devices or medication. Why airlines don't promote it? It costs them time and staff to coordinate. They'd rather you struggle through on your own. What to say at check-in? "I'd like to request mobility assistance for my gate connection, please." You don't need to give medical proof. Just mention it's for comfort or safety. Bonus tip. Always confirm it's added to your boarding pass so every staff member sees it. That single line of text can save you missed flights and hours of walking. Number 2. Booking tight connections. This one's brutal, and it's costing seniors more than anyone else. A 45-minute layover might look fine on paper, but by the time you deplane, find your next gate, and possibly go through security again, it's gone. Here's what airlines don't tell you. When you miss your connection due to their scheduling, they're not always responsible for rebooking if your original flight was technically feasible. So while you're stranded at an airport cafe, they'll simply point to the fine print. Insider rule: if you're 60 or older, never book a layover under 90 minutes for domestic or under 2 hours for international flights. Bonus tip: use Google Flights connection time filter. You'll see total transit times so you can avoid traps like 40-minute dashes through sprawling airports like Atlanta or Frankfurt. Number 3. Forgetting to declare medication at security. This mistake can lead to stressful bag searches or even confiscation. Many seniors travel with prescription meds. But here's the thing. TSA doesn't require pills to be in their original bottles. What matters is that they're clearly separated and identifiable. What most people don't know, liquid meds over 3.4 ounces are allowed, but only if declared. If you hide them in your bag, it flags your luggage for extra screening. What to say at security? I have medically necessary liquids and prescriptions for personal use. That simple line helps TSA process you faster and more respectfully. Bonus tip: pack all meds in a transparent zip bag at the top of your carry-on, not the bottom. It makes inspection smoother and prevents damage or loss. Number 4, trusting airport staff for gate updates. Airports are chaotic, and sometimes the screens are outdated. Flights get delayed, reassigned, or moved without proper announcements. And that's how many seniors end up missing their boarding call. Here's the secret. Airlines push real-time updates to their apps long before they update the airport displays. So instead of waiting for an overhead announcement you might not even hear clearly, check your airline's mobile app or Flight Radar 24. Those update first, sometimes 30 minutes earlier than the monitors. Bonus tip: if you don't use smartphones, ask a gate agent to confirm the live gate assignment. Use that exact phrase. It triggers them to check their updated system, not the public board. Number 5, overpacking carry-ons. Airlines are cracking down on this in 2025. Smaller carry-on bins, stricter weight enforcement, and new bag sizers are causing chaos, especially for older travelers who don't want to lift heavy luggage. Here's what's really going on. Airlines have realized they can sell overhead bin space. Some budget carriers now charge up to $60 for oversized carry-ons. So if your bag even slightly bulges, they'll tag it and charge you on the spot. The smart fix: use a lightweight underseat bag, 18 by 14 by 8 inches, that fits every airline standard. Pack smart, roll clothes, limit shoes, and carry travel-sized toiletries. Bonus tip: invest in a luggage scale. Keeping your bag under 15 pounds not only avoids charges, but makes boarding and deplaning much easier. Number 6, not requesting TSA Cares assistance. If you've never heard of TSA Cares, you're not alone. It's one of the most underutilized travel programs for seniors. TSA Cares is a free assistance service where a trained agent escorts you through security, helping with screening, communication, and comfort. Why they don't advertise it: it slows down lines and adds cost, so TSA rarely publicizes it. How to get it? Call 1-855-7-872-227 at least 72 hours before your flight. Ask for a TSA Cares passenger support specialist. They'll meet you at the checkpoint, walk you through the process, and ensure your screening is smooth, especially if you have medical devices, implants, or mobility issues. Bonus tip: bring a doctor's note if you use metal implants. It's optional, but can speed up clearance dramatically. Number 7, wearing the wrong clothing for security. Comfort is key, but some clothing choices trigger extra screening. Thick-soled shoes, metal jewelry, and layered outfits can all set off alarms. Even compression socks sometimes register as anomalies under scanners. Smart move: wear easy slip shoes, light layers, and keep metal accessories in your bag until after TSA. Why it matters: each additional screening adds an average of 7 to 10 minutes to your wait time, and that's stress you don't need. Bonus tip: if you use a belt for support, bring one with a plastic buckle. It passes scanners and saves time. Number 8, not using senior fare programs. Here's a big one that's practically hidden from public view. Several airlines, like Southwest, Delta for select routes, and British Airways, offer senior fares that aren't listed on comparison sites. Why airlines don't promote it? They make less money. These fares often include flexible changes and lower cancellation fees. How to unlock it? Call the airline directly and ask, "Do you offer a senior or flexible traveler fare on this route?" Sometimes you'll even get early boarding or waive change penalties. Bonus tip: sign up for AARP Travel Center. Members often get up to 10% off flights and hotels, plus special upgrades. Number 9, forgetting to carry printed copies. Yes, we live in the digital age, but when your phone dies mid-connection, you're stranded. Always carry printed copies of boarding passes, hotel confirmations, travel insurance, medication list, and emergency contact. Why it's crucial: if your phone malfunctions, customs or check-in can't verify your identity, a printed copy can save you from delays or denied boarding. Bonus tip: store an extra set of documents in a separate pocket of your carry-on. One backup copy can make all the difference. Number 10. Ignoring hidden airport transport options. Here's something most travelers don't realize. Many airports offer free or discounted internal transportation for seniors. That includes electric shuttles, people movers, and even priority elevator access between terminals. Why you don't hear about it? Airports want to keep those services for staff and premium ticket holders, but under accessibility rules, seniors can request them too. What to say? I'd like to request accessible terminal transport for comfort and mobility. That phrase often unlocks access without any proof needed. Bonus tip: at larger airports like Dallas or Dubai, ask about interterminal trains. They're faster and often reserved for connecting passengers. Number 11. Not pre-arranging medical device screenings. Pacemakers, insulin pumps, metal implants, all common among older travelers, can cause confusion at security. The secret: TSA officers are trained to handle them safely, but only if you declare them before screening. What to say? I have a medical implant and prefer a manual screening. They'll then use hand swabs or alternative detectors instead of standard scanners. Bonus tip: carry a TSA notification card. Downloadable from the TSA website. It's a fast-track signal for medical exemptions. Number 12. Paying for airport wheelchairs. You'd be surprised how many travelers pay third-party services for wheelchairs inside the airport, when it's supposed to be completely free through your airline. How airlines profit. Some outsource services to contractors who solicit tips or fees, but legally, assistance must be complimentary. What to do? Request it directly through your airline's website, not a separate service desk. Bonus tip: pre-book it under your reservation's special requests field. That guarantees it appears in the manifest. Number 13. Arriving too early. Yes, really. This one's counterintuitive, but arriving too early can backfire. Many seniors show up 4 to 5 hours before their flight, just in case. But here's what happens. Airline counters might not open yet. Check-in systems may reject early bag tags. You end up standing for long periods. The sweet spot: 2 hours before domestic, 3 hours before international. Why? That's when systems are live and assistant staff are ready. Bonus tip: if you do arrive early, head to an airport lounge. Many offer senior discounts. It's more comfortable and secure. Number 14. Overlooking travel insurance coverage. Many seniors assume their standard insurance covers travel incidents, but that's rarely true. Airlines don't want you to know. They make millions selling optional policies at checkout that offer less coverage than third-party plans. Instead, use reputable providers like Alliance or AIG Travel Guard. Both have senior-friendly policies with coverage for pre-existing conditions if booked early. Bonus tip: if you're over 65, buy travel insurance within 14 days of your first booking. That's when full coverage kicks in. Number 15. Not speaking up when something feels off. Finally, the most overlooked mistake of all. Many seniors stay polite, even when they're uncomfortable or confused. But here's the truth. The airport environment rewards assertiveness. Whether it's a suspicious bag search, a boarding issue, or a rude gate agent, you have rights. Under DOT regulations, you can request a Complaint Resolution Officer, CRO, at any U.S. airport. They're specially trained to resolve passenger rights issues on the spot. What to say? I'd like to speak with the Complaint Resolution Officer, please. It's like having a referee on your side, and airlines are legally required to provide one. Bonus tip: keep the DOT's Air Passenger Rights page bookmarked or printed. It's powerful leverage if staff try to dismiss your concerns. So, how many of these did you know? Which one surprised you the most? The hidden senior fares, the free wheelchair service, or the secret TSA programs? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every one of them. And if you found this helpful, hit that subscribe button, because every week we uncover real insider travel secrets that airlines would rather you never hear. This is BoardiFly, helping you travel smarter, safer, and stress-free, no matter your age. Until next time, travel wise, and don't make these mistakes again. You know, there's a moment that happens to almost every senior traveler. A moment when you're sitting at the gate, looking around, and wondering, how is everyone else gliding through this airport while I'm the one stressed, waiting, or exhausted? And here's the truth almost nobody says out loud. Airports are designed for efficiency, not comfort. And whenever comfort does exist, you usually have to know exactly what to ask for. And that's the part most travelers miss, especially seniors. Because the travel system doesn't run on fairness. It runs on policies, loopholes, and quiet advantages that only help the people who know about them. Today, you're going to be one of those people. Because the real reason this information feels hidden isn't that anyone is trying to trick you. It's simply that most airport staff assume you already know. Airlines assume you've flown often enough to figure it out. And fellow travelers? Well, they're not exactly volunteering their secrets either. So in this video, we're going deep into the 12 pre-flight airport mistakes seniors wish they knew sooner, the ones that drain your energy, cost you money, eliminate comfort, and add stress you never needed to experience. By the end of this video, you'll understand why certain lines move faster than others, how to get help without feeling guilty or embarrassed, and how to turn the airport from something you must fight through into something that quietly works for you. Let's start with the first mistake, because it sets the tone for the entire travel experience, and it's the one that surprises people the most. Mistake number 1, arriving at the airport prepared instead of prearranged. Most seniors show up to the airport prepared, boarding pass printed, medication packed, liquids sorted, maybe even a neat folder with travel documents. But here's the real travel secret. Prepared is good, but prearranged is unstoppable, because the airport doesn't reward organization, it rewards systems. And if you don't prearrange the systems waiting for you, you work harder than everyone else. Imagine this instead. You get out of the car, and there's someone already expecting you. A wheelchair assistant, a priority path, a dedicated security lane, and boarding that requires zero rushing. Most seniors don't realize this level of support isn't special treatment. It's already built into the travel system, but only activated if you request it before you arrive. Not at check-in, not at the gate, before you ever leave home. When you do this, every step of your airport journey becomes smoother. And not only for mobility reasons, even if you don't use the chair, you get the structure, the escort, and the shortcuts that save energy. There is nothing to qualify for. No age check, no disability form, nothing. You simply notify the airline ahead of time. And if you think this makes a small difference, wait until you hear the next one. Mistake number 2. Letting the airline decide your seat instead of quietly controlling the entire row. Here's something most travelers overlook. Airline seating algorithms prioritize efficiency, not comfort, and seniors are often placed in whatever open seat the system finds convenient, not what's best for you. But you can influence the system silently. For seniors, comfort isn't luxury, it's necessary. And the biggest comfort upgrade isn't legroom, it's control of the row. Airlines rarely mention this, but seat maps behave differently when you do one thing. Choose an aisle seat near the back during online check-in. Why the back? Because solo middle seats in the rear are the last to fill, meaning you have the highest chance of an empty seat beside you. Why the aisle? Because it gives you mobility, faster exit, easier access, and turns the empty middle into your bonus space. This isn't about luck, it's pattern-based. Airline systems fill window seats first, aisle seats second, middle seats last, and middle seats in the back last of all. When you play into that pattern, you're not hoping for comfort, you're setting yourself up for it. But speaking of setting yourself up, this next mistake is the one that wears most seniors down before they even reach the gate. Mistake number 3, walking the airport instead of letting the airport work for you. Airports are huge because airlines want to maximize shopping, gate access, and flight volume. None of that is built with senior comfort in mind. But the airport does have one system actually designed for seniors, the electric cart network. Most people think those carts are only for medical needs, or that you need a wheelchair request first. Neither is true. Carts run fixed routes every 10 to 15 minutes, and they're there specifically for travelers who need reduced walking, including seniors. The part nobody tells you? They don't approach you. You have to signal them. And nearly every senior traveler misses them because they don't know where to stand or what to do. Stand beside the main walking lane, keep eye contact with the driver, and they will stop. If you're seated and the cart is already full, they'll radio the next one. And here's the best part. Once the first staff member helps you, every other staff member along the way continues helping you. It becomes a chain reaction of assistance you didn't know existed. But this next mistake is even bigger, and it affects nearly every senior at security. Mistake number 4, going through standard security instead of the senior security path that already exists. Most seniors don't realize there's a built-in security shortcut that TSA agents quietly use all the time, but rarely announce. If you're 75 or older, you can keep shoes on, light jackets on, laptops in your bag, liquids in your bag. This cuts your effort in half and speeds you through security. But the part most seniors miss is this. Agents won't automatically offer it. You simply have to mention your age. This isn't special treatment. It's an official policy designed to reduce stress and speed up the line. Once agents know, they guide you through the faster route and give more flexible screening options. It makes your entire airport experience feel easier and safer. But speaking of safety, this next mistake is something seniors regret more than anything else. Mistake number 5, not declaring medications, which triggers unnecessary inspections. Medication isn't just allowed, it's prioritized. Yet most seniors hide it at the bottom of their bag, hoping TSA won't touch it. But the truth is, medications are the least problematic things in your carry-on, as long as you declare them. When you quietly declare your meds at the start, TSA actually gives you more options and faster processing. Why? Because declared medication becomes a category that receives minimal questioning. Undeclared medication becomes a category that gets flagged. A 10-second declaration saves minutes of bag checks, confusion, and stress. And here's the quiet advantage. Any medically necessary liquid, even over 100 milliliters, is allowed. You don't need to prove your age, your condition, or your prescription. You simply need to state that it is medically required. Most seniors don't realize how much smoother their experience gets when they do this. And it's nothing compared to what comes next, because this next tip is a game changer. Mistake number 6, standing in the wrong line at check-in, the secret assistance lane. Airports use multiple lines, but only one is designed to reduce stress for seniors, the assistance/special services lane. It exists at almost every major airport, but it's usually off to the side, sometimes completely unmarked. And most first-time flyers never notice it. When you use this lane, you get faster service, calmer staff, more patient explanations, help with seat assignments, priority bag tagging, early boarding help. You don't have to qualify. You don't have to prove anything. You simply say you need extra time or support. Most seniors think they'll be asking for too much, but airlines built this lane for you, and the staff assigned to it are trained specifically to help older travelers. And if this one surprised you, wait for the next one, because it connects directly. Mistake number 7, checking bags the normal way and missing the priority tag meant for seniors. There's an unspoken rule airlines use when dealing with older passengers. If you appear to need more time or convenience, they give it to you, but only if you initiate the conversation. That's why most seniors who express even mild mobility difficulty receive a priority baggage tag. This tag speeds your bag through the system, reduces wait time, and gets you out of the airport faster at your destination. Most airlines don't advertise this because it complicates operations, but it's absolutely available. And here's the part few people know. Priority tagging also reduces the chance of your bag going missing. You save time, you save stress, and you quietly jump ahead of hundreds of other bags. But speaking of jumping ahead, that leads perfectly to the next mistake, one that every senior regrets when boarding begins. Mistake number 8. Not using early boarding, even when you qualify by age alone. Many seniors think early boarding requires a wheelchair or special assistance. Not true. Most airlines allow pre-boarding or early boarding for seniors, especially those over 65 or 70. The staff won't announce it loudly because pre-boarding is designed to stay controlled, not crowded. But if you simply approach the gate agent and say, "I need a little more time to get down the jet bridge," they'll place you in the pre-boarding group. This isn't a favor. This is a system that already exists. You just activate it by speaking up. And this moment right here, early boarding, is where stress either begins or disappears entirely. Because boarding late forces you to rush, squeeze through people, find overhead space, deal with crowds, stand in line. Boarding early gives you time, calm, and space, and you'll feel the difference instantly. Now, if you're finding this helpful so far, then you're exactly the kind of traveler I make these videos for. So real quick, nothing salesy, just a tiny reminder. If you love uncovering hidden travel perks like these, make sure you're subscribed to BoardiFly. This channel is built for travelers who want to fly smarter, not just cheaper, especially seniors who deserve comfort without having to fight for it. All right, let's continue, because this next mistake is one of the most costly. Mistake number 9, paying for airport meals instead of using the senior eligible lounge loophole. This is the airport perk seniors are always shocked by. You don't need first class. You don't need status. You don't need a premium ticket. You just need the right credit card, day pass, or airline-linked membership, many of which offer discounted senior rates or free passes bundled into travel cards. Most lounges include comfortable seating, free hot meals, quiet spaces, free drinks, clean restrooms, help with rebooking if needed. And here's the senior-specific advantage nobody talks about. Lounge agents often prioritize older travelers when flights are delayed or canceled. They're more proactive, more attentive, and much faster than the regular customer service desk. So instead of sitting at the gate for hours, you sit in comfort, get a real meal, and receive real support. But if lounges aren't your style, this next hidden advantage might be. Mistake number 10, forgetting that senior travelers can request a gate change for accessibility. Gate assignments change constantly. Sometimes your gate ends up half a mile from security, or worse, a different terminal. Most seniors think they're stuck with whatever gate appears on the screen. But airlines actually allow an accessibility-related gate change if the distance is too far or the terminal connection is difficult. This isn't special treatment, it's operational flexibility. If the airline has an equally suitable gate that reduces walking distance, they can move your flight. Most don't, because they don't know they can even ask. But if you ask politely and the airline has options, they often make the switch, because it reduces delays and boarding issues caused by exhausted passengers. This next mistake ties directly into this, and it's one seniors never realize until it's too late. Mistake number 11, sitting far from the gate, which causes missed announcements and stress. Most seniors try to avoid the noise by sitting somewhere quieter than the gate area, but this comes with a hidden consequence. Gate changes, boarding announcements, warnings, upgrades, and delay notifications. You miss most of them when you're too far away, and gate changes happen constantly. If you're not near your gate, you can easily find yourself walking from one end of the terminal to the other with only minutes to spare. The secret? Find seating close enough to hear announcements, but not in the middle of the crowd. Airports purposely place comfortable chairs and quieter seating just outside the primary gate area, close enough for updates, far enough for comfort. And that brings us to the final, and perhaps the biggest mistake seniors make before their flight. Mistake number 12, not asking for help when you actually need it. This is the one every senior admits only after something goes wrong. Traveling today requires walking long distances, standing in lines, navigating confusing terminals, carrying luggage, staying aware of fast-moving schedules. You are not supposed to do this alone. The airline never expected you to. Every airport you walk through is filled with people whose job is to help you, but they only activate their support when you speak up. Ask for a cart. Ask for a seat assignment change. Ask for early boarding. Ask for help with your bag. Ask for extra time. Ask for a quieter area. Ask for what makes you comfortable. Airports are complex systems, but systems respond to signals. And the moment you signal that you need support, the system adapts to you. That's not demanding. That's using the travel experience the way it was meant to be used. Every mistake in this video comes down to one truth. Airports reward the traveler who asks, not the one who struggles silently. You now understand the shortcuts, the hidden perks, the systems that were already there, waiting for you to activate them. Your travel days aren't supposed to drain you. They're supposed to work with you. So here's your master key phrase to remember on every future trip. I need a little extra time and support today. That one sentence unlocks nearly everything. Use it at check-in. Use it at security. Use it at boarding. Use it whenever you feel rushed, unsure, or uncomfortable. Now I want to hear from you. What's the best airport or airline assistance you've ever received? Or the one perk you wish you knew about earlier? Share it in the comments. Your experiences help thousands of other senior travelers. And if you want more hidden airport intel, secret perks, and calm, confident travel guidance, make sure you subscribe for future videos. Until next time, fly smarter.